Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I have decided that since it's the last day of 2024, I am going to make a Sims 4 2025 wish list. So obviously all of these things aren't going to happen in the new year, but the Sims team, it seems as if we are going to be staying in the Sims 4 world for a while. So this is kind of just like from 2025 on wish list. I'm not expecting any of these things to even happen or happen all within 2025, but these are some things that I want in the game and some things that, came to my brain as I was playing throughout this year. So let's jump in. So first we're going to start off with some pack ideas. These are, expansions, game packs. I have a couple stuff pack ideas. Nothing super crazy, but let's take a look. So this first one is something that everyone wants, I think. I've seen a lot of people talk about it online, through TikTok or Twitter. This is something that everyone wants. So the Sims team needs to give it to us, okay? So basically the way I did this was I put in the kind of just the general idea of the expansion up at the top, and then I kind of gave a base game update idea. So obviously we know every time the Sims team releases a new expansion pack, we get a base game update previously that kind of introduces a new feature into the game. So it kind of coincides with the packs. So my idea for the music expansion for the base game update is one version of each new instrument and the skill. So we're gonna get about 5 new skills in this and, one version of each of the instruments, and then the expansion pack will come with 2 or 3 variants of each. Something that the base game or the Sims just lacks in general is music. We need drums, we need bass guitar, we need so many different things. And I honestly think they should break up acoustic guitar and electric guitar as 2 totally different skills, but that's just me. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that. I think it just adds an extra element of gameplay. You can kind of have your Sim be super excelled in acoustic guitar and they're super singer-songwriter, or they could be super excelled in electric guitar and they make a lot of rock music or pop music. I think it just kind of gives, that extra level of storytelling in your game and your playing. So that is basically the base game update there. In the actual pack itself, so your Sim can select a special skill in CAS, which gives them a boost on skills in that category. So with that, it doesn't actually just have to be music. So basically, my idea here was, in CAS, you can select under the Simology panel where, you kind of select their sexual orientation and their gender and everything under there. There's going to be a new toggle option where there's 5 or 6 different categories where your Sim can excel in a specific category faster than they can in other things. So for example, say you want your Sim to be super music oriented, you can select that option and all of the instruments will be toggled under that and they'll just excel at that a bit quicker. Whereas, if they don't select, say cooking or something like that, the cooking skill grows a lot slower. I think that just adds an extra element of struggle in your game. Say you want your Sim to be a musician, but you didn't select that in CAS, they're going to struggle to become a musician. I just think that, I love when my Sims struggle. I love when there's that element of struggle in the game, rags to riches, everything like that. Some people are faster learners than others at certain skills. So I think that just adds an extra, level of realism as well. Another thing is obviously an active career. So this would either be a band or solo. The way that it's going to work is when you get in there, there's going to be 3 toggle options. So it's either going to be find a band where you get matched with a certain band that's already created, or you have your own band that you can select, or you can do solo music. Those would be the 3 career options. And then when you're in there, kind of the active acting career, you have to audition with a record label. So obviously the music record labels that were already in Get Famous will now translate into this career, and it kind of brings in that cross-pack compatibility there. And you'll have to use the music production machine from Get Famous. There's going to be a new version of that in this pack as well, with added songs. We need more songs. And it's going to be a lot harder to release your music. So it's basically just going to be the active career where you have to go into the recording studio, use this music production skill. I think it could be so fleshed out, and I really want them to work with like an actual like record label or like actual musicians to get this correct. But then like you go in one day and you have to like actively work on the marketing plan, and then you have a meeting with all of the music executives, and you have to like talk to them and give them and tell them about your album idea. I need it to be fully fleshed. I think like once you reach the top level of your career, you just kind of go in, make an album, and then the next day you have to like start planning the tour and the marketing, and then you have to start touring. Actually, I was really upset when we got Get Famous and we didn't have any aspect of that at all. I loved my Sims performing. I loved building the stages. I loved the performance outfits. I loved having to like sell my album out on the street. I think it's so fun, and there's so many different routes that they could go with this, but this is like my ultimate dream pack, obviously. And then lastly, sort of like just like a tiny detail of this pack is a music club for children and teens. We have the drama club, but I think that this would be such a cool introduction, when they're children, to have like choir, and for high school years to have like a choir or just like a music club, where your Sims can go and they'll work on their music skills, and you can start them at a young age. I feel like that'll just bring the cross-pack compatibility to a whole new level. Next, we have a Decades expansion pack. So this one is kind of far-fetched, but basically the base game update will have like a year Decades selector in CAS. So kind of again under that Simology panel, you'll be able to select the sort of like decade era that you want your Sims to live in. And I don't think that they're going to do it based on like year. I don't think they should do it by like 60s, 70s, 80s. I think they should come up with like cool names for them. And you have to like select the era for your Sims to like start living in, and then time progresses. That's something in The Sims that like we kind of live in like a standstill time. I think that this would add such a cool element of gameplay where like you can like actually play out a legacy challenge. And like obviously once you get to the end of the eras that they've created, we'll just again live in that like standalone time. But I think that this would add such a cool legacy element to it and give us something new, and you can like toggle it where like you can only live in that one era. I don't know. I think that this is like, again, very far-fetched. This is something that I just like came up with one day. I think it was the 60s, 70s, 80s stuff pack from Sims 3 that I was like, oh, I love this pack so much. This would be so fun. Basically, this will focus on the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and thousands. So we get 5 eras, with the last era being, the one that is just The Sims 4. And, CAS items, build buy items for each decade, and it can really play into, the 60s fashion, the 70s fashion, or, add in some more mid-century modern pieces and really bridge that gap of like, we have so many different styles in the game. And I think it would just be really fun for us to like have designated eras for each of these build items and clothing items, having certain gameplay elements tied to a select decade. So when you start in, say, the 60s, 70s, 80s, you don't have a phone. You can't play with a phone. It just does not exist. I think that would be so fun. And like even in the 80s, like you can only have specified computers. So say you're living in like the 80s era in The Sims 4, right? And you go to build a house. You can only put in like the dinosaur style computers. Like it won't let you place that like newer computer in the build. It just won't work. Or you can place it, but you can't touch it. It's just like there. This again is so stupid and far-fetched, but like, I don't know. I just love the idea of having like eras and decades in the game. I love legacy gameplay, and this would just like really build out the worlds for me and really help me like kind of build out that storyline a bit more. Next is another one that everyone is talking about: hotels. We need hotels in the game. It needs to happen. I can't stress this enough. So the base game update here would allow Sims to buy vacation rentals. So right now you can only rent. I think your Sim should be allowed to buy vacation rentals as just like they're allowed to own residential rentals. It should be the same style, and you kind of collect money if you're not there. If you're not staying at your vacation rental, you should be able to rent it out and set up like sort of like the lease thing like you have for residential rentals in For Rent, and like the system's already there. So I think just bringing over this same system into a hotel pack for vacation rentals would work seamlessly. In this expansion pack, there would be 2 new worlds, 2 totally different vibes, whether that be like an African world or, you know, either Middle Eastern or a Parisian world, you know, something that we don't have in the game. We desperately need more representation in this game. It's not even funny. But I think just having like 2 smaller vacation worlds that are 2 totally different vibes. You know, we desperately need more representation and we're begging for it. Please, please. Another feature in this pack would be turning any world into a vacation world or a livable world. So right now we have like Selva Dorada, which you can only vacation in. You cannot live there. With this pack, you kind of have the option to toggle if that becomes a livable world now. I have always wanted to live in Selva Dorada. I've always wanted to live there, have my Sims live there. I love the world. I love the build buy. I think it is such a gorgeous place, but it's so frustrating that you can only vacation there. Same thing with Granite Falls. Like, you should be able to have a Sim live there. So with the exception of Batu, which is like a totally different entity in and of itself, I think those 2 worlds should be able to be livable, and you should be able to like select if you want the world to be livable or just vacation. Another thing is there's going to be an active career where you become like a hotel mogul sort of vibe. You can own hotels, which is like obviously like For Rent, where it's like it comes over in that panel and you can kind of just, this would be more of like a store from, you know, Get to Work, where it's like you own the build and you kind of have like this whole like panel where it's like you can adjust, you know, the restaurant quality, you can adjust, you know, the bar quality, and kind of like have it all in this like menu where you kind of like adjust everything and like the marketing percentage every day sort of vibe, where it's like everything kind of lives in this panel and this is how you run the entire hotel. And you can obviously fully customize this. But I want to bring back like the Sims 3 style towers, where there's like 5 different styles of towers, and, you know, a bunch of Sims can stay there at once. And the more towers you add, the more capacity you add. And, you know, there could be like a beach style, there could be a contemporary style, there can be a Spanish style, there can be so many different, which obviously those were all in The Sims 3, but there is so many different styles that they can put in there, and I think about 5 would work here. You know, we would have, you know, a bunch of lobby items and a bunch of, you know, we can do like a couple customized rooms where like they live in like the main building, but for the most part your Sims will be staying in those towers. I think that just like makes it easier, and it's more of like a rabbit hole style. But I need hotels. I need hotels like yesterday, okay? If there's one thing to take out of this is hotels and music, please. Next, this one, again, is so far-fetched. And there's so many theme park games out there. Love Roller Coaster Tycoon. Love Planet Coaster. Like, Thrillville was something that I played all the time as a kid. I love theme parks. I'm a theme park goer. I'm actively going to Disney every year. But I want like a tiny element of that in The Sims. So for this, the base game update would be to move the high school years peer items into the base game as official items. So we would actually have, you know, the Love Ride, the Haunted Ride, and the Ferris Wheel actively in the game. So many people go into debug and add them into their builds all the time, me being one of them. And I think it would be so fun to have these just like in the standard base game, let everyone use them, and we can kind of create like a little park. This is another crazy idea. I don't know where I even came up with this, but in the base game also, it would introduce a lot expander system up to 100 by 100. This is insane. I don't think they would ever even do this. But, so basically, this would introduce a new system where you get into a lot, and up in the top, like, left corner menu item, there is going to be an option for you to add an extra row to either side. So this kind of creates, like, that customized gaming that we're looking for, and like not necessarily like customized worlds where we can like place down lots, but it just like lets us, you know, say you have a 30 by 20 lot, but you really desperately want it to be 30 by 30. You can just add a row or add a column. I don't know how this would work, and I'm not a game developer at all. So this is definitely something that probably can't even happen. But my idea is that we can have finally up to 100 by 100. And in this new pack, we would have a 100 by 100 lot. That would be the first time this is introduced. So basically, it would be a bunch of rabbit hole items to start. You know, we would have Ferris wheel, teacups, merry-go-round, etc. Like, very much like the high school years items, simply because this isn't a theme park builder, you know? We're not trying to sit here and build roller coasters in this game. There will be like a mini version of that, kind of like in The Sims 3. Remember in the store with like Roaring Heights, we kind of had like a carnival style thing where we can like build like a small roller coaster. We'll have something like that, but it's not extremely customizable. It's not going to be like a theme park builder. That's not what this game is. But I think adding this theme park element to the game is something that is necessary. And, you know, bringing a family here and, you know, just having that is so fun, and I am here for it. I need it to happen. So basically there would be like 3 to 4 distinct theme park styles here. So it would either be, you know, hometown carnival vibes, or futuristic, or Western, kind of like you see in a typical theme park around the United States. There would be these like 3 to 4 distinct styles for each of the items. So you can kind of like create like kind of like a Magic Kingdom-esque style park where it's like you walk in and there's like 4 different lands that, you know, your Sims can go and discover, and, you know, there's going to be different stalls and photo booths and just like a bunch of different things for your Sims to like do at this theme park. But yeah, like I said, it's not going to be, we're not trying to, you know, bring Planet Coaster into this game. That's not what this is for. It's more so just to bring like the theme park aspect into the game in a Sims way. Next, malls. We need malls. We need malls in the game. We've been begging for it for years. People build malls and just set it as a store. Okay, it's time. It is time. So this base game update would introduce the multi-purpose lots. Please, we are begging. We are begging on our hands and knees for multi-purpose lots. I don't know what else we need to do. I don't know what else we need to say. We need multi-purpose lots. I want my Sims to live in an apartment that has stores and bookshops and cafes and everything underneath of it. Okay? I'm begging. I don't care if there's a loading screen to get to the next build. Like, it does not matter. It does not matter. But I think with the introduction of for rent, really would help this. So Sims can own other lots. So if you want to buy a bar, your Sim can now buy a bar. Your Sims can basically like own the full mall, or they can just own one store in the mall and then they have to pay rent. So it basically would be just like a reworking of the for rent system, but for community lots. And, you know, we can introduce supermarkets here and finally have your Sims go grocery shopping. I want my Sims to go grocery shopping. I'm tired of going to that little stall in Henford-on-Bagley. I want to actually have a real grocery store. I want it to be buildable, okay? I want to have a buildable grocery store. And you know what would be so cool? Those like little squares that we have for the bugs. Imagine if we have those little squares, but for food. So your Sims can, like, you can place them down in the supermarket, and when you go into live mode, all of the food just like kind of appears and your Sims can just click on it and buy food like that. That would be game changing. I would love that. I would love to have my Sims spend a Sunday and go grocery shopping. Like, I'm begging, please. So basically you can select each store in the mall, like for rent, you know how you can select each room and kind of separate it. Right? So this belongs to residential rental 1, residential rental 2. Basically, you would build the whole mall and then you would go in and select each of the stores that you want separated. And then you kind of have like the community spaces like you do in For Rent. It's basically For Rent 2.0 just with malls. You can make each store, you know, their own store or restaurant or cafe. And then this kind of ties in all of those packs as well. If you have all these other packs, you can create like a super mall, have a bunch of restaurants outside, have a bunch of different stores inside, cafes, bars, anything, you name it. I really want this. I want this so bad. And we can have a bunch of little stalls in the mall where like they sell certain products like they do in real malls. We need malls. And that's all I have to say on the topic. Next is something specific for our elders because they need more. They deserve more. And we thought we would get it in Growing Together, but we just didn't. It was more about like younger stage lives, which is fine. But we need an elder life expansion. So basically my base game update idea for this is elder sim traits get unlocked when they age up. So you have the opportunity for 3 different sort of traits. This is going to be similar to like toddlers and infants where they get like those certain traits where it happens through gameplay. So when your elder sim ages up, there's going to be 3 different options for them. I don't quite have those fudged out, like what those options would be, but I think that just adds an extra element of realism to the game, and you know, your gameplay affects this. So basically how your sim has lived throughout their entire lives will affect which trait that they get when they age up into an elder. So I think that would be something really cool and just something unique for your elders to have. In the expansion then would come elder community lots specified for elder sims to live. So this would be, you know, sort of like a retirement community or an assisted living sort of situation. Basically, like your sims will have the opportunity to live here once they retire and age up to an elder. And you'll get sort of like a pop-up and it's like, oh, do you want to move blah, blah, blah. And I think that would just be like something really cool. And you can obviously select no if you don't want to do that. But this just kind of adds in that element of like, okay, like your sim is now moving on and like living with other elders and just like having that sense of community with them. So there will be in-game elder only hobbies. So, you know, I don't know what that would really entail, you know, maybe like making bird houses and stuff like that, I think would be something really cool where it's like, once you reach this certain life state, there's like specified items just for elder sims. And then there will also be 6 new elder only traits. So this could range from anything like the wise trait. You can only have these traits if you're an elder. And this is totally different from the 3 elder traits that when you age up, you have the opportunity to get one of those 3. Elders deserve more. They do. And I will say that until I'm blue in the face. Next is a nightlife expansion. So as someone who is very into nightlife culture, we need more of it. We need more of it, babe. So the base game update here would be horoscopes, obviously. This came in a lot of previous Sims packs in Sims 2, Sims 3. We need horoscopes. We really do. And I feel like this would be fun in seeing how it affects them in their nightlife. And just, you know, each, like, say a Leo, for example, are more charismatic. They go out more. They prefer to, like, talk to people when they're out. I think that would have a really fun gameplay element and would really tie in well with this pack. So basically it would be a city world full of clubs, bars, a lot of apartments, a lot of smaller apartments. You know, it's a very young, bustling city. A lot of young adults live here, but it introduces casinos. So there will be 5 casino builds added to your library in 5 different world styles. So it would be like San Myshuno, Del Sol Valley, Oasis Springs, Ciudad Enamorada, and Willow Creek. And these will incorporate not necessarily like items from each of those packs, but from this pack where it, like the build items kind of like emulate those packs and it just fits in with those worlds. But it only uses items from this pack or the base game. So the new world will also have a casino in it, but that comes in the game. And and there will be an active career with 2 different branches. So basically, there will be a club promoter active career, but then there will also be a club owner active career. So when you start out, you're kind of like this like low man on the totem pole, club promoter, not really sure what's going on. As you like get up in the career, you'll have the option to branch out into 2 different options. You could become a club owner, or you could become a club promoter, like a high-end one. You won't own the club like a restaurant or a store or anything like that, but when you become the club owner in this active career, you can fully customize the club. And I think that would be so fun. I would absolutely love that. And in this career, you're going to have to book DJs. You're going to have to like, there's going to be famous DJs also, by the way, in this pack. There needs to be. We need to bring in like the rave culture. There's going to be a whole new radio station added where it's like all house music, and really just bring in like that sort of like rave culture into this nightlife expansion. So there'll be like there's going to be like club nights and stuff like that. Sort of like a rave festival. There's going to be a giant like fairgrounds in this world where there's going to be pop-ups every so often. I would say probably like similar to like other worlds where they have like other things pop up. It's not a buildable world at all. But this is also kind of bringing in like those sim sessions. Remember those from like 3 years ago? Basically, it's going to build up randomly, and your Sims can go to this music festival. So this pack will bring in a lot of like that rave culture, pashminas and candy and all of that, like super fun culture, really fun sparkly outfits, and really kind of bring in that dance music culture into the game, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that is obsessed with both of these things. And, you know, with the introduction to casinos, I feel like this would be such a fun pack. I feel like so many people would have such a good time with this. I need to see it happen. I need to see it happen. So now we're kind of moving into the game packs. This video is so long, I'm so sorry. So now we are kind of moving into the game pack section. Here we have an Olympic sport game pack. So this will be the introduction of an active career. There's no world in this pack. Stop putting worlds in game packs. We don't need them, and they're always small. So this will introduce the addition of an active career to become sort of like an Olympian or like a famous athlete. So you can choose your sport when you start the active career, and there's an introduction for skills for each sport. So there's going to be track, there's going to be swimming, there's going to be all of these different things. And you know, you have to build up your fitness skills still, like that skill's not going away, but you then also have to like specify in these fields, like which one you want to focus on. So there's going to be gymnastics. There's going to be, this is going to be more of like a summer Olympic pack, not so much winter, since we got some of the winter items in Mount Kobarebi and the whole Snowy Escape expansion pack. This is going to be more like a summer Olympic pack. There's going to be no world, like I said, multiple builds added to your library in different styles to fit in each of the worlds, where it's going to host the Olympic festival event. So your Sims are going to have to go sort of like the way Horse Ranch works, where you have to go and enter your horses into these races. That's how your sim is going to do. And depending on your skill, that's like where you're going to focus on, and that's where you're going to compete in. And you can earn different medals and stuff like that. That's sort of like outside of the career. That's something that you can do, you know, on your own. And the active career is going to be like sort of like an acting career vibe, where like you go and you actually perform these skills, and you focus on them, and you really hone in on your skills in these settings. I think this would be so fun and such a cool pack and something different. You know, I feel like this would be like a really interesting addition to the game and kind of build out like the fitness skill a little bit more, because right now it's kind of like redundant. Like my sim just goes to the gym and calls it a day. Like we need it. I'm not a sports girly at all, but we need a little bit more sports, okay? We need something to add here. Next would be a hobbies game pack. Again, no world. This is simply focusing on hobbies. And it can't be a stuff pack, because we need a million hobbies, please. So some of my ideas are learn new languages, which might not work because all Sims speak Simlish, but I think that would be interesting to add to the lore. You know, maybe they're learning like dead languages like Latin or something. Like there's a dead Simlish language. So I think learning new languages, and that's something that a lot of people do. Another is cake decorating. I think having your Sims practice cake decorating would be so fun. I would love that. Another one is making playlists. Something that I do often. I do it pretty much every day. I'm constantly tweaking my playlists. And you can like upload your playlist to Simify. And you can like gain followers and stuff on Simify and downloads on your playlists. And this would just be such a fun hobby where like your Sims can like sit at the computer and, you know, listen to different music and branch out their music tastes and stuff like that. I think that would be such a fun addition to the game and kind of play into that music expansion pack as well. Another one is scrapbooking. I would love to see a scrapbooking item in this game, and your Sim sits there and like is collaging a bunch of things, and then they can flip through the scrapbook and like reminisce on their life. I would love this. I would absolutely love this. And you know, maybe like your one Sim can like take out a page of the scrapbook and frame it and put it up on their wall. And it has like different pictures and drawings of them in there. Like, come on, how cute would that be? Another one is crocheting. I want your Sims to be able to crochet really cute tops, really cute hats, scarves, skirts, whatever they want to crochet. I need crocheting in this game. Please, I'm begging. Another one is Pilates. I want to see a Pilates machine in this game, okay? I want my Sims to practice Pilates, and I want them to find their center. And this would work really well with the wellness skill and the fitness skill. And again, this is like bringing in all this cross-pack compatibility. Like, we need to be thinking about this here, guys. Come on. Book clubs. Another one is book clubs. My Sims, you can create a book club, I guess, but I want like specific book club items. You know, I want a wine tray where my Sims can sit down, pour out wine on a tray like we have with hot cocoa and tea and everything else. And my Sims can sit there and have a book club. And it's like designated for this. Okay, my Sims deserve book clubs. Another one is a movie reviewer. I think we need a movie like overhaul, pretty much. I think we need to add a lot to the movies and add in like seasonal movies, you know, depending on the season that your Sims game is in. But a movie reviewer where your Sim will sit down, watch a movie, and then they have to go to the computer and write a review on said movie, kind of like Letterboxd. I love Letterboxd. It's so fun. I love leaving reviews on movies that I watch. And I think that it would be such a fun activity for your Sim. Like, they watch a movie, they go review it. We need more things like this, okay? Like real life things that we can like translate into the Sims. Another one is podcasts. So there'll be like a specific mic item that you have to place on a desk, and your Sim will just sit there and record podcasts, and they can upload them to Simify, and kind of tying in these things again, and your Sim can become a podcaster. And that's something that they do in their free time, and they love it. Lastly, on my hobbies list is a charcuterie board making. I love making charcuterie boards, and there could be different options here, right? You know, your Sim can do like a bread board, your Sim can do a nugget board, your Sim can do a cheese board, your Sim can do just a meat board. There's so many different things here, and basically we'll get like a couple different boards styles, different shapes and stuff like that, and your Sim can just select on it, and they'll just sit there and they'll hone in this charcuterie board making skill. So basically all these skills would probably be like 5-level skills. They don't need to be anything crazy, but these are just something fun and extra for your Sims to do besides going to work and besides making money. Like, it's just extra little side quests, and that's something we need more of in the game. Those are all my game packs. A stuff pack idea I had was a water park stuff pack. So we have that sort of like water slide item from Backyard Stuff. Here would just be a bunch of build buy items to create like a fun water park. And this would work really well with the splash pads from Growing Together. But in here we can create custom slides, custom water slides. There's only a couple options. It's not going to be super crazy, but we can create custom water slides that go into your pool. And there's going to be new pool items and different types of floaties and different sort of like the pool noodles. Like your Sims can now have pool noodles and just different like activities for the pool that we don't necessarily have right now other than just like floats. And then there's going to be a new lazy river pool option. So when you're building your pool, you can select it and create a lazy river. And we need that. I absolutely need that. I think that would be so fun. I don't even care if it has to be squared. Like, it does not matter. I need a lazy river. Imagine the design. Oh my God, people would have so much fun with that. Like a lazy river going around a water park. We need that. And my last stuff pack is a hairdresser stuff pack. So similar to the Get Famous chair, we're going to have a specific hairdresser chair where your Sims can only customize the hair of another Sim. You have two options. You can either go into cast, select the hair, the color, and anything that you want really. And there's going to be a new feature in cast to add highlights. So your Sims will be able to add highlights. And then there's also going to be the randomize option with different hairstyles and colors, similar to the vanity item where you can kind of select the style of makeup and it just puts it on and randomized. This is going to be the same thing. So you can select the style of hair and the color and it'll just randomize it for you. This will also come with a rabbit hole hairdresser career. That's something that we need. I would love to have this. It'll come with cute hairstyling build by. So kind of like, you know, blow dryers, brushes, kind of something you can fill out a vanity with certain hair items, curlers and stuff like that. And there's going to be a million new hairs in casts, okay? Different styles, more trendy styles, just more styles, something better and less blocky. You know, work with a CC creator. They know what they're doing. And I think that this could be another one of those sort of like collaboration kits, not necessarily like not a CC kit where we've been starting to get those like with the Cozy Kitsch. This is going to be more like one of those collaborator kits similar to the collaborator kit that Plumbella did, where they kind of just work with the Sims team and give their feedback and their input. And they'll help them with the hairs and the styles and everything like that. Lastly, for pack ideas is some kit ideas. So these are going to be made by the Sims team. I need a garage pack. I need stuff that I can fill out a garage with. I don't care if we don't have cars. Give me fake cars. It does not matter to me. I want to build a garage. So I want a garage door. I want items like a cool woodworking bench that you can like kind of build out and different sort of like styles of shelving that you can just like store boxes on. We need a garage kit. We're building fake garages enough as it is. Give us enough stuff to do it. Another one is Christmas decorations. As I was building a lot of Christmas builds this year, we need more Christmas decorations, okay? I want a Christmas decorations kit where it just comes with really cute Christmas decor that's like versatile and not just like streamers that get thrown up on a wall. Another one is a vinyl collections kit. So your Sims can now collect vinyl and there's a bunch of different record players and different stands and your Sims can build out this sort of like vinyl collection and have like vinyls on the wall and stuff like that. Another one is doll collections. So I'm a doll collector. I would love to see a doll collection added here and, you know, just have like a bunch of different style of dolls, different sizes, and you can just like place them on your shelves, but also your kids' Sims can play with them. So it kind of is like a win-win situation, but you know, you can dress the dolls up and I want more special interests pretty much in the game. Another one is a makeup collab. Work with a different makeup company. Okay. We have the MAC collab. That was incredible, but we need more makeup. Okay. The makeup in this game is lacking. We know this. Work with a makeup brand, get a makeup collab kit going. Okay. It needs to happen. Another one is tattoos. I would love to see a tattoo kit. I would love to see a tattoo pack where you can like actually like give Sims tattoos. That would be so sick. But if not, I would love to just see a tattoo kit where we get 1,000,001 tattoos and the option to layer tattoos. I'm tired of only being able to have one tattoo on an arm. Let me layer them, okay? Let me have a whole sleeve. What is going on? It's upsetting. Another is a heels kit. I want a pack of just heels. Give me only heels. That's it, okay? We need them. The heels in this game are so heartbreaking. It's disgusting. It really upsets me. Please give us more heels. And lastly, clothing collab with a good brand. They worked with Diesel in the past. I would love to see them work with Diesel again. I love their vibes. I love their sort of like edginess. We need something like that in the game, okay? We need a collaboration with a good brand. And nothing like Moschino. I don't know what that was. That was disgusting. We need something cool. We need something edgy. Even if you did like a Levi's collaboration, sick. That would be so cool. Just something that works, right? Something that works. And kind of going off of that also, collaborating with like IKEA or a furniture brand to give us another kit where it's like only that stuff and it fits their brand and their vibe. Like we need more collaborations like that, please. The H&M collab was iconic. Diesel collab was iconic. Moschino, no. We don't want like high-end stuff like that. That's just like not it. So those are my kit ideas. So another thing, we need more refreshes, but one of my refresh ideas, I don't have many. It's just for Island Living. We need a refresh on this pack, okay? But like desperately. We have seen ghosts get revamped. We've seen so many skill trees happen for so many different occults. Give it to mermaids. We need better mermaids. They're so lackluster and boring, it's not even funny. Also, houseboats. We had houseboats in The Sims 3, and I get it because you were able to travel everywhere. It was a free roaming world. I don't care if I can't travel anywhere. I want to live on a houseboat, okay? I want a houseboat. Give me a houseboat. And I want to see the addition of 3 underwater lots, okay? I want my sim to live out her Little Mermaid fantasy, okay? Give it to us. 3 lots, they don't even have to be big. I don't care what it is. I want to build Atlantica. I want to build my Little Mermaid fantasy. Please, I'm begging. And also a full kitchen. Update that kitchen, girl. It is so bad that we don't have a full kitchen here. And we deserve it, okay? I'm sorry. Give us the upper cabinets. Give us another kitchen set while you're at it to make up for it, for the years that we went without a full kitchen set. And this pack would feel so much more fleshed out, and it would feel so much more robust. And to end it all off, I have some base game updates that I want to see. I want robbers and police added to the game, okay? That needs to happen. I miss my robbers. I miss being able to get robbed. And I miss the police coming and being like, what happened here? Okay, and filing a police report for things that were stolen. World editor, this is probably never going to happen, but this kind of goes back to that like lot expansion idea. I want to be able to place lots wherever I want. Okay, I want to place them wherever I want. And I don't care if I can't edit the world. It does not matter. I want to place lots wherever I want. Please let me do that. And whatever size I want. More relationship options in cast. I want to be able to select an aunt or an uncle. Like, this needs to happen. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. Step siblings, step parents. Like, I want to be able to select these items in cast. I don't care how long the list is. It does not matter. I don't even care if I have to write it in. Let me write it in. Let me do something. Additional rabbit hole careers. We need more, okay? There's so many careers out there, so many career options, and we have nothing. We have like salary person. What the fuck is that? Give us more rabbit hole careers. I don't care if there's no items that come when you unlock, like it does not matter to me. I just want to be able to like give my Sims different storylines. I want different storylines here, please. I'm begging. Edit built apartment hallways. We finally have the option to edit windows in apartments. That's great, dandy, love her. But let us edit the apartment hallways. Please, I'm begging. Oh my God, there's so many things I want to do in there. I just want to edit the apartment hallways, okay? I want to make them grungier. I want to make them nicer. Like, let me have the freedom here. Multi-lot ownership. Like I said, I brought that up in a previous slide. We need multi-lot ownership here, okay? We need to be able to own multiple lots. The land grabs should have 5 vacation homes, but they can't. So let us do that. We need more carpets. Our carpet options are disgusting. And quite frankly, really upsetting. So give us more carpets. And while you're at it, give us more swatches of everything. I want more swatches of everything. I want more swatches of every build buy item. I want more swatches of kitchens. I want more swatches. We just need more swatches of anything. I don't care what it is. More swatches of beds, more swatches of counters, more swatches of couches, more swatches of rugs. It does not matter to me. We just need more swatches of everything. More trees. What the fuck? We need more trees. What is happening? What is happening? There's no trees in this game. And while you're at it, add more bushes. Add more flowers. We just need more landscaping. I would take a whole landscaping pack. I would buy it. I don't even care. But we need more landscaping. we're all using the same items over and over again because we have no landscaping options. Fix the base game hairs, please. They're bulky, they're kind of ugly, and we need more. So we've been getting a lot of really great hairs, I would say, in the last like 3 years. They've added so many base game hairs, but keep doing that. We love that. Keep doing that. And also while you're at it, go back and fix some of the chunky ones because they're not great. They're not great and they're kind of ugly. But I'm always here for more hairs. So that concludes my wish list. Very long, very long. I have a lot that I want in this game. And I didn't mention fairies because I'm not an occult player. I'm so sorry. I would love to see them in here, but it's just like not for me. I'm not really a player of occults. So to me, I have no opinion. I'm like, you can do whatever you want with that and I'll take it. That's all she wrote. That's all I have to say on the topic of my wish list. But I just want to say thank you everyone who has watched my channel this year. I started posting in January of 2024 this year, and I've grown quite a bit. And you know, I am a small creator, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches my videos, and thank you for supporting me and watching my videos. I hope it brings you any sort of joy throughout the day, and you know, help share your love of Sims with someone else that also loves The Sims. Yeah, I'm really grateful that, you know, I'm building up a community on here, and big things are coming in 2025. I feel it, I know it, and yeah, just thank you guys for watching. I'm really appreciative, and I hope I get to keep doing this for as long as I can because I love The Sims and I love making content for it. And I have so many ideas that I haven't even began to touch on. I started a list at the beginning of this year of like different ideas and different builds and different storylines, and I haven't even scratched the surface. So I'm really excited, and yeah, I want to give you my thanks for watching and being a part of this with me. I will see you all next time, and I hope you have a great new year. Make lots of resolutions, and Sashubi! Sashubi! Yes! I will see you guys in the next one.